Where am I at? Oh, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. What the hell? Here we go. Let me see. Okay. What is up, everybody? How are you doing? How are you doing out there in virtual land? Oh man. All right. What's up, everybody? It's your boy D. After show, but later. I am here for episode number. Why the hell? Oh shit! There we go. I was on my own show, driving, but I'm here. What up, Funky Monkey? I am so happy to have you here. I see Drew's here. I see the After Show But Later's here. They say hola. What up, After Show But Later? Yeah, man. It's crazy because even though I know these days are set to record, it's still leaving my office, getting here, and no matter how many things you set up, it's still a matter of needing to get things, set up. I can set up a million things, and then as soon as I walk in the door, my daughter's like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, oh, I just checked this out. I'm like, nah, you like that? That's new. I guess it's always been there. I don't know if I've ever taken advantage of it. But, so my daughter, I get here and she's like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, damn it, man, son of a so got to make her something, got to get her all settled as I'm running back and forth, trying to get this going, trying to, do this and that. And then running back so the food doesn't burn, running back over here. So, oh my goodness. El Kukui is here. Mr. Kukui, what's cracking, doggy? So there's been so many things that I had to do. Well, I was trying to do this. So, yeah, just trying to get everything settled. And you know what? I think, it's a few minutes past the hour. Let's go ahead and bring Baseline Trey back into this. Let's go. Oh, that's not even Baseline Trey. There we go.
Just cause it's all about the flavor. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens and come and spend a day in the 757. Hydro, the bass and blood I smoke. That's exactly what I need when I'm blowing on them trees.
What's up, everybody? Here I am, the After Show But Later, episode number 309. And I actually, my plan is to get through some overpromise today. So if I get a little long-winded on certain things, you can tell me and say, hey, D, play some After Show But Later. Yeah. So what happened since the last time we met? The last time we met, I was almost getting robbed by my plumbers, successfully. I got to share some of that with Andrew and some people that are listening. So, yeah, officially, they jacked me and swore up and down they didn't. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. So, yeah, my bathroom's all fixed. I'm no longer in a hotel. That was fun for a few days, but here I am. My bathroom works. I can take properly, and but yeah. So what do we have so far since the last time we met? Stay-at-home sons seem to be a topic of conversation. Kukui, actually, he's in here. He brought up gold. Covino loved that one. So Covino had a story about El Kukui bringing up gold and the price of gold. And I have something that somebody mentioned in the chat that I wanted to address because people are stupid. I'm gonna take advantage of that button. But yeah, people are dumb as so yeah, but then let me see. Videos are dead on MTV. Chris, why the hell did I want to call him Chris? Rich watched The Little Giants, and that's one that I know they haven't talked about a whole lot, but I thought they've all seen it. That was one that I've seen, and according to the last few episodes, you guys know I haven't seen shit. So I haven't seen. So yeah, Rich finally watched Little Giants with the kids. My daughter hasn't seen it. Don't think she has any interest in it. But if I can squeeze, something into this weekend with her, as far as like something that I want her to watch. I'm going to try to watch that with her. Monster, Ed Gein. Gein? Is it Gein or Gein? Is it vagina? Right? Do girls have a vagina? Let me see. Love is Blind. Covino and Rich are talking about that quite a bit. But it's not about the show. It's not about the show. All right. Let me see. Alternate universes and skip lagging. I think it was called skip lagging, right? When people they order a round trip flight or something and they don't go to one destination or something. I don't know. We'll get into it. But anyway, that's what's happening so far on my notes for the after show. But later, let me know if you have anything in the chat that you want me to touch on that maybe I've missed, or maybe that that I don't know. If you want to move past something, let me know in the chat. I know I had a couple of questions. Oh, then I think I wrote on the back of this. Did I write on the back of this? Damn, I wrote it on the back of another note. Well, Wes sent me a video. Wes and Bree from Wes and Bree in Vegas sent me a video about some dude, and are your bathrooms all fixed? Yeah, both of them are fixed now. Psh, we went from 0 bathrooms to 1 bathroom to now both of them. But Wes sent me a video, and it had to do with if you had all the money in the world, all the time in the world, and all the energy in the world, what would you do? There's a question about that I could kind of elaborate on, but let's go ahead and start off with the stay-at-home sons. So if you guys haven't heard, if you maybe missed that on the show, they were talking about a stay-at-home son, and I guess it's this new thing that kids, and I say kids, it looks like in their late 20s to early to mid-30s, are living at home, and in exchange for them living at home, they're doing chores, right? They're mowing the lawn, they're doing laundry, they're doing dishes. My question is, if you're 30 and you're living at home and you're not doing that, could you be a bigger piece of shit? I think you should be doing all that and paying rent. I don't care if it's $100, $500, whatever you can afford. I mean, if you're living at home, probably aren't the best circumstances you're under. They may be. Maybe you just like living at home. Perfectly fine. Covino says he lived there till he was 29, 35, one of those ages. I think Melody lived there too, right? They were all living in the same house with Layla and everybody. But no, for real. If you're living at home and you're not doing that, what the hell is wrong with you? Right? I just feel like even if you're at a buddy's home, my buddy Luis, I go to his house, right? In Tucson. I think as we're drinking or whatever, as the trash is filling up, maybe we're watching the UFC and now they're between fights, I'll pick up that trash and go take it outside, right? And I don't know if Luis is here in the chat, but if he is, he can tell you guys if I'm lying. But don't you think you do that? Pick up a little bit, right? If I don't know, his dog takes a shit on the floor, hey, dog, you need me to help you? I mean, you want me to spray something on there? Whatever, like. So if you're living at home, quote unquote, at home with your parents, why is this news, right? Because I guess kids are doing it now and it's becoming a thing. But why is that actually news? That shouldn't it be, I don't want to say expected, but it should be expected of yourself. If you're the kid and you're just chilling and your mom's doing the dishes, right? Like you're 6 years old. Even if you're 6 years old, your mom's doing the dishes. Isn't she like, hey, can you dry these? All right, I'm washing them, you dry them, and your brother put them away, right? Give everybody a job. Or what happens? You wake up on Saturday morning, you hear the lawnmower going because your dad's out there, right? Because he had, an hour before he has to get ready and go to work or whatever the case is. That must be dad out there mowing the lawn. So for this to be news is crazy to me. So, and then they got into the conversation of when do you kick your kid out? They actually had, I don't know who it was that had came up with this idea. I know Rich mentioned it, but I don't know if he got it from somewhere. So if he completely made it up, good for you, Rich. I think it's a good idea. Have your kids, or they're living at home, pay you some kind of rent. $100, $500, $1,000, 50 cents, $1, $5, whatever they can afford for the month. And put that into a savings account. And then when they're ready to flap their little wings, right? And they met Mr. or Mrs. Prince Charming, they can go ahead and say, hey, boom, all that time you were here, that money that you paid me, went ahead and we put it into a savings. There you go, right? I think you should put it into something like Amazon or something. Every they give it to you, right? And just put it in something that you're pretty sure is going to keep going up in price, like gold, right, Uncle Kui? So put it into something, right? Buy chains, gold chains, right? 92 karat gold chains. Put those in a safe. Do something with that money that you can help them with. And you know the best part about that is if they become little buttheads before they move out, now you have a nice little savings that you get to spend. Let's see what Magical Mexican says on the chat. My stepson pays me $250 a month, which is chump change compared to what he would pay on his own. I feel that now he feels entitled to not do anything else since he pays rent. That is crazy. That is crazy. So let me break this down for you because I got like a D in reading when I was a kid. So this dude has his stepson living at home, right? Being a good dude. Hey, you know what? You're in school, you have a job, or whatever the case is. If you want to, kind of save some money, I know it's hard out there, right? I know eggs are $13 a dozen. Boom. What you could do is you could live here. All I ask of you, pay us $250 a month, right? $250, you could make that a month. You could make that collecting cans. You know how many tweakers I come across when I'm at the freaking gas station or something and they're coming picking up, they got their bag of cans or whatever. You could make that. And as a kid today, you don't even need to pick up cans. You could be doing something digital, online, whatever, right? You could be freaking rapping or some shit. I don't know. Do something. When you're a kid and you have kids, friends your age, and you guys are all technology or whatever the hell, you could think of something, right? You can sell old Jordans, right? Have a little revolving door of Jordans to make $250. So if that's what they're asking you for, is $250 a month. What is that? $250 a month times, let's see, 2 months. There's $500, right? 4 months. There's $1,000. I got a C plus in math. So 4, 8, 12. You're asking them for $3,000 a year. And now that they're paying $250 a month, they get to throw their hands up and I get to relax. I get to chill. I don't got to do nothing. What? You want me to clean my room? I'm paying you $250 a month. I should have my room cleaned for me, steam cleaned, have the carpet cleaned. $250 a month, right? Hey, Dylan, do you think you could help out with dinner? Dinner? I'm paying $250 a month. What kind of? Let me find my. What kind of is that? You know what I'm saying? 250 Raptor in New Mexico. If I had a stepson, I'd have him pay too. You know what though? And I don't even think it's about step or not. I think if it's child in general, I don't think just because they're your stepson. There was a comedian one time, this black dude with dreads, I forget what his name was, but he was like, I got a stepson, everybody. I got a stepson. Everybody starts clapping, right? And he goes, you know what that means? I just got to wait for his mama to step out of the room before I knock him upside his head. Right? I don't believe, son, stepson, biological son, whatever. Somebody under your roof, if they're, right, they have the means to pay, or you know what? You're only asking for $250 a month? What the hell was that? Oh, I see. If you're only asking for $250 a month, I lost my train of thought because the light went crazy. But if you're only asking for $250 a month, that should be like, they should be grateful, right? You're not asking for anything. And if that's what they can afford, if they can afford less than that, right? They have a part-time job, they're going to school, say they could pay you $100 a month. But I feel like you're giving them some sort of responsibility to know that, hey, every month I'm going to be accountable for this $150, $250, $500, whatever it is, whatever you're charging them. So you're actually teaching them responsibility, right? You're not doing it to be an asshole. You don't want their $250. What the hell are you going to do with $250? Put it into IBIO and freaking make $100,000 like I will, right? No. You're going to have that and like they said or they suggested, put it into a savings. You can give it to them at the end of their tenure with you. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that. And if you guys do have adult children, I know some people, they have kids older than my kid. My kid's 9, so she should be moving out here pretty soon. But if you have kids that are grown, and by grown, I mean, you know, early to mid-20s, late 20s, I don't know, early 30s. I don't know how old your kids are. But if they're living at home, what's your situation? Thank you for Magical Mexican for go ahead and sharing that with us. I will not reveal your true identity because, not my place. So going on, put it into this or that. So El Cucuy brought up something that Covino was talking about this week, and he was telling him gold, right? People are talking about these AI different stocks, and there's this and there's that. And he's like, put it into gold. Gold's going up, right? He bought it when it was like $500-$600 an ounce. Now, I remember when a dime bag was a dime. You remember? What's that from? But somebody in the chat was like, oh man, I wish I would have bought gold. I wish I would have bought it back then. Why are you wishing? What about now? You're going to look back now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, going, man, remember when it was only $2,000 an ounce? Now it's $5,000 an ounce. So why not do it now? I had a mini one of those moments back in the day because I was looking at like a 5 or 10 year at the stock price of Amazon. And I was like, damn, when I started college, from the time I started college in 2006 until now, that's what, 19 years. You just see it going like this on the chart. And I thought about getting my money from scholarships, from financial aid. I remember I had a scholarship every year that would give me, I think it was every semester, they would give me three grand after my classes were paid and everything that I had just for me. And I think about what I did with that money, right? Throwing it at hoes, buying clothes, right? Like, I think I need a lift on my truck. Looking at that, I'm like, I remember one day I sat back and I was looking at the price of Amazon. I'm like, if I would have just put half of that money, a quarter of that money into Amazon every time I got it, right? Every semester or whatever, how crazy it would be. Right? And you think about, I don't know if that's a joke or not, Carl. So you think about, so why not do it now? Right? You're over here going, oh man, I wish I would have bought it then. I think it was Mike Dillahay. It was somebody. Obviously it was somebody, right? It reminds me of one day we were playing dominoes. Or no, was it Luis and his buddy and his dad or something? And they're like, somebody's got the 3-6. They're like, yeah, no shit. Somebody's got every one of them. There's 4 of us. You can only play 4 people, right? Yeah, anyway. So, but yeah, I wish I would have bought gold. Buy it now. I'm telling you. Right, Mr. Beast just released a video. And he called it talking to, or a video to myself in 10 years or something. And I don't know. Maybe he's like, hey, Mr. Beast, now you're 27. Right? Maybe made it when he was like 17 or something. I don't know. But I'm telling you right now. I'm telling future you, future Andrew, future Lisa, nobody wants to buy high. I agree, Lisa. Nobody wants to buy high. However, if you see it going up, 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 high right now is going to be, if you really do believe in what you're talking about, gold, Amazon, whatever. Like a lot of people, I mean, if you want to put that effort into the market and actually gauge it, and like what I did last year, and I made a nice chunk of change on, was around Christmas, I think it was right before Black Friday, right? When they have the virtual Black Monday or whatever the hell. I went and I got Amazon at like, I don't know, like 140 or 160 or something. And boom, then freaking Good Friday hits or whatever the hell, Black Friday or whatever. Black Friday is a Good Friday, right? All Fridays matter. So it was going up. I got it then. But you know what? If I, like right now, Rich was like, I think he was mentioning the other day. Rich was like, I don't know. I don't know if you should buy Amazon or this or that. And I'm just using Amazon as an example. But if there's something you truly believe in and you're like, I see it going up, nobody wants to buy high. Agreed. Nobody wants to buy high, right? You got the little book of value investing taught me. You buy stocks like they're groceries when they're on sale. However, if your fridge is empty and you're like, damn, I'm going to need to eat, you got to buy something, right? So if you're watching it and it's not doing a whole lot of movement, it's not fluctuating, you don't see in your little charts it dropping dramatically in the next 6 months or whatever, buy some. One of the advantages of nowadays through Amazon or through Fidelity, through Robert J. Schwab's or whoever these people are, these different companies, you can buy partial stocks, right? So you don't even have to buy a whole Amazon, which is like, what, $230 or something right now. Not really sure. Right? You can buy a partial stock. So if you're like, even though you're buying high, you're still buying a partial that's higher maybe. In 5 years, you're going to be like, damn, I wish I would have bought it when it was quote unquote high. So just like Lisa said, we have to agree the stock market is gambling 100%, right? 100% it's gambling. However, if that's where you're one of these people, I wish I would have bought. And it, not just for stock market. It could be like Reinhardt says, I'm still holding on to my Tickle Me Elmos, right? If there is something tangible that you see going up as far as their value, it can be a car, right? One of those cars that just only goes up in value, right? 99% of cars go down. But say it's like a freaking, I don't know, Bugatti or one of these fancy cars that I don't even know about because I'm too poor. You see them going up and up in value. Okay, well then, get your hand on those. What if you're a watch guy, right? Maybe Rolexes hold their value, right? And you're like, I'm going to grab me a couple of Rolexes or whatever, right? If you're not a cheap ass, get like 4 or 5 of them bad boys, right? Something, but what I'm saying is, I guess my whole point is, don't be the I wish I would have, right? Because you think about now, oh man, if I could go back and tell myself at 21, be careful with girls or whatever, right? You better wrap it up, whatever the hell. Tell yourself now, right? You give yourself advice. Take your own advice now that you want to give your previous self. And there's some things that are uncontrollable, like, hey, that crazy ex cost me millions. I wish I could tell myself, don't ever get involved with her, whatever. There's certain things. But I'm talking about things that you see going up in value that a lot of people look back on, like I think it was Mike Dillahay. And if it wasn't you, Mike, my bad. But you see that and you're like, oh, I wish. You don't have to wish because the future is now, right? Or the past is now. The past is now, right? Because 5 seconds from now, I'm going to be older than I am right now. I watched like 1, 2, 3. Actually, right now, 3 seconds, I'm older than I was a few minutes ago. Or a few seconds ago, or even a few minutes ago. But I'm just saying, let me see. If it's at the 52-week high, we have no crystal ball. I agree, Lisa. Speaking of gambling, I sent something this morning. They were talking about the NFL over the weekend, or actually Monday Night Football. And Rich was like, oh, the Bills should have, dominated the Falcons. And I'm like, Rich, and the only reason I say Rich is because Rich is a gambler, right? So if Covino was gambling, I don't remember Covino's response, but maybe he said the same thing. But I just remember Rich specifically saying, like, man, the Bills should have dominated. But if you actually look at the numbers, and I was doing a million calculations, right? Andrew can attest to this because I sent him a couple of screenshots, but I think I had the averages at like 32 to 24 or something. Or what the hell was it? Let me see. I won't give you guys fake numbers. I'll give you... I had 32 to 29 on averages with the Falcons being up. So take that to like a 31, 24, 31, 27, right? There's a few, you can get an idea, but in all of the numbers the Falcons are up considerably. So it wasn't, when I saw them win, I'm like, okay, I think I placed an exact score bet, but not on that score. And I think it ended up being 34-24. I didn't hit that, but the numbers right here are telling you they're going to win, right? And I think the spread was like -4 or something. They won by more than that. I think they won by 10. So looking at the numbers, if you're just going off of your gut feeling, right? Oh, I'm betting with my heart. You're good. You're the ones that people are targeting, right? These gambling sites are targeting you. And I am the biggest victim of this when it comes to UFC fighting. I have the worst UFC betting record of all time. I usually, the last 2 fights or so, I kick ass, and I usually win my money back at the end of the night. But throughout the night, I'm like, oh, that chick's uglier than the other chick, right? She's going to beat her ass. All right? Or this dude's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and he's got a 3-fight win streak. He'll probably beat the white guy from Kentucky, and then the white guy from Kentucky beats his ass. And I'm like, damn it. That's me just not even betting with my heart, just kind of, You can't put money on right? If you're going to put money, I do, right? Because I'm a hypocrite. But if you're going to put money on something and you're going to put money that actually matters, do some numbers, right? Numbers will tell you something. The numbers will tell you a story. Like I was telling Andrew this morning, I was like, they may be wrong. You're obviously mine wasn't all those 50 million numbers I put into averages weren't exact, but it gave me an idea, right? Gave me an idea of the Falcons winning. So yeah, long story short, don't bet. 24-14. Okay, thank you, Andrew. I knew there was 4s in it. I just couldn't remember what it was. But yeah, so I wish I would have bought gold. Stay-at-home kids and rich. Oh no, you know what? Yeah, I'll save that one for later. Rich watched The Little Giants. If you guys haven't watched it, that's okay. Rich took him 45 years. How old is he? He was born in 79 or 80? 79, I think. Took Rich 46 years to watch The Little Giants, which I'm not bagging on him because I haven't seen hardly anything. But Rich over here watched The Little Giants. He dug it. There was something, I think because of, it might have got into my Netflix ear, but we've been talking about, the Die Hards, E.T., all of those movies from the 80s that I haven't watched. So the other day, I opened up Netflix, and it says Weird Science. And I knew so little about this movie, because I know Covino and Rich have made comments, right? They've made references about it or whatever. I couldn't even tell you what those references were. I remember seeing the name. So I go, Weird Science. I remember this. I read the little description on it, and it said, 2 high school nerds, right? I just read it in the movie guy voice. And I was like, I read it, and I was like, this looks pretty cool or whatever, right? So I haven't finished it. However, I started the movie. I loved everything about this movie. It was 80s, corny, cheesy, whatever, as much from the music to the computer graphics to the dudes, their haircuts, the chick that they had is like the hot chick that they built. I was like, I love everything about this. It made me want to watch more movies from that time, because when I was a kid in the early 90s, we would watch things like this that were like, from the late 80s, right? So we watched, I think Weird Science was in 86. So we would watch things. It was mostly like Growing Pains, right? Like TV shows and stuff like that. But there were movies that we watched from the late 80s, early 90s. And it just took me back. I was like, it was that hit, that booger sugar of nostalgia that I needed just hit me. It was so dope. I tell you, 80s movies rule. Oh, I thought you were going to say, I'll tell you the 80s movie rule. So I was like, oh, well, what's the rule for 80s movies? But yeah, no. So I watched that. I got through maybe half of it, and I was like, this thing is so dope. And then I was like, man, I'm tired. I had to go to sleep or whatever. But watching that, I was like, man, there's so many more of these type of movies that I would dig. But what I have to do, I think what I have to do in order to find those that I dig is find things like Weird Science, right? Find things like the movie we watched as kids, Hook, over and over and over. Right? Find things like action movies, Die Hard, Gone in 60 Seconds, right? Like I don't really give a flying. Just looking for my censor button. I don't care about those movies. Like maybe they might be cool. You know what? What I might do is watch like Rambo or something, right? That I've never watched, right? Or watch Get to the Chopper. I don't remember what movie that was, but Get to the Chopper. I'll watch that movie. Maybe Platoon. I've heard so many good things about it. I've never seen it, but maybe I'll watch that. But I think the way I'm like going to really check out a lot of these is if I find things in that same corny genre like Weird Science. I thought it was hella cool. So Rich watched Little Giants. I watched Weird Science. So the monster stuff that's going on Netflix with Ed Gein. Covino, it's funny because Covino's been doing his impression for like 2-3 weeks where he's like, I don't know, mother. Right? I can't do it as good as Covino. Get to the chopper as Predator. Thank you. Covino's been doing his impression and I was like, I knew it was something, but I didn't know what I don't know. Right? I didn't know what the hell he was doing. I knew it was something and I thought it was kind of funny. Then I watched Monster. I haven't watched all of it. I've watched like 3 episodes maybe. I don't know how long it is. But after that, and then I watched the show like the next day or a couple days later, and Covino's like, well, I don't know, mother. It made the impression so much better because Covino has a knack for, is that the word? Knack? For impressions, right? A great impression is either terribly, right? Something that's terrible, like Spot's Trump, hilarious because it's so bad. Or something that's exaggerated, right? You find that's what all good, impressionists do. They find something, a little nuance on something that maybe the facial expression or something, and they emphasize that. I just don't know what the hell it was that Covino found in this voice. And it's more than just, I don't know, mother. See, because mine's terrible. So I know it's not that, but it's something. I love that now that I've seen Monster, I dig it. Andrew says, I love Covino's impressions. Every impression Covino does is awesome. See, that's what I'm saying, Lisa, is that he has a way, and he doesn't even do like the best impressions, but he does the best impressions by finding something. I remember showing, Andrew says Canelo's or Covino's Canelo is hilarious. I remember showing my mom clips because like when we're going to watch Canelo fight, I'm like, Mom, have you seen Covino do Canelo? He finds something that I don't know if I've heard anybody else do Canelo. Pinche cabrón, right? The way he turns up his voice a couple of notches, beep, 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 right? He's like, pinche cabrón, pinche cabrón, pinche cabrón, pinche cabrón. There, right there, right? I wonder if Covino sits at home and he's watching it like on TikTok or whatever, and he's watching an interview. Yeah, I kick your ass, pinche cabrón. And then he's like, I beat your ass, pinche. I beat you, right? I wonder how he works on his impressions, right? Does Jordan have to hear every iteration before it gets to the one that we hear on the air? I don't know. Covino, if you're listening, let me know. But his impressions are awesome because he finds something that we necessarily, wouldn't find or point out or whatever. So I dig it. Luis Cortez Jr., I'm so glad, Luis. You know what? I regret telling Luis about that dream that he was in with Spot and Covino and Rich and all that, because I feel like after this full freaking after I told that story, he disappeared for a few weeks. So Luis Cortez Jr., welcome back, dog. I appreciate it. I appreciate you joining. Let me see. I wonder if he sits in front of a mirror and practices before, right? That's exactly what I'm wondering, Magical Mexican. Does he sit in front, because he's so good, right? He's like, right? Jezebel's, right? She's not a Jezebel, Mom, right? It's so, oh my God, it's so awesome. That can't be the first time, or it could be, because Covino's been doing impressions for years, right? So maybe they're talking about the Ed Gein story, Gein's lunchbox. Um, no mames, been busy at work. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate Luis. But it could be that they're talking about a monster, and then Covino's like, in the moment, pictures Ed Gein. He's like, I don't know, Mom. And one thing that cracks me up, this isn't even an impression related, but Laurie Metcalf, who plays Ed Gein's mom, Charlie Hunnam, Sons of Anarchy, Jax Teller, Covino cannot get it to stick in his memory that Laurie Metcalf is her name. She's always Roseanne's sister. And it's funny because I feel like she was that for me for years. And then I started watching Big Bang Theory. She's also Sheldon's mom. So I'm like, Roseanne's sister, Sheldon's mom. Leonard, right, from Big Bang Theory was also David on Roseanne. So it took me, as I'm watching Big Bang for years, I'm like, oh yeah, that's David. Oh, that's David. Now, Johnny Galecki, I'm like, oh, that's Leonard or David, right? And it's just funny because Covino's like, nope, not going to learn her name. Whether it's a conscious decision or not, he is not going to, right? What about his nephew's voice, right? You know what's funny is that, so his nephew, baby James, right? The diaper baby, he's been doing him, right? I'll tell you that much, or whatever he says about him, right? I never knew her real name. Simply Jackie. See, and you know what's funny? Funky Monkey, that you say that, is that Jackie, I feel like, is even more acceptable than Roseanne's sister, right? That shows at least, I mean, and I know Covino didn't watch the show. That's why it's not Jackie, and he doesn't give two shits, so why is he going to put his memory? And I know all of your arguments, Covino. Calm down. I'm just pointing out something. But it's funny because Jackie, you hear Jackie, you're like, oh yeah, that's Jackie. Right? Or even if I'll like tell my mom, oh, you should watch the new Ed Gein story. It's about, this guy, whatever. And Jackie from Roseanne plays his mom. And so, Mahomes, there's so many good ones. Mahomes, Beavis and Butthead. You know which one sticks with me? And I'm like, man, I wish I could go with the fine-tooth comb through the years I've been listening. I started listening in 2012. And at the time, Melody was what? She was born in 09? 19. Yeah, she'll be 16. So she was born in 09. I started listening in 2012. So she was almost 3 when I started listening. And Covino would always do his impression of her. He'd go, Dad. Right? That was, when he would say dad as Melody, as like a 2-year-old, was hilarious. And that went on until she was like maybe 6, 7. Maybe around that time when things started to go south with Layla kind of stopped. But, because that's when, of course, Melody's not in the house. But whatever. That impression stuck even when she got a little bit older. But it was hilarious going back to, his great impressions. Right? His impression of his dad. So many good things, so many good impressions. But one thing I was going to say, I'm enjoying that Ed Gein story on Netflix. And I think the reason why I am is because I don't know a whole lot about him. So to me, I'm just watching it as a show. And like I was telling my sister, because she was like, she's like, I really like the Dahmer one. 6, 7. My daughter's probably gonna run in here right now, being pissed. 6, 7. But I didn't enjoy the Dahmer one. My sister was telling me like, I really like the Dahmer one too. And I was like, because I know so much more about Dahmer, I didn't like it as much because there were so many inconsistencies with what really happened and the show, which I'm sure the Ed Gein is the same story, right? I'm sure they took creative liberties and they made it go like the Dahmer story. His neighbor on the show, they make it like his across the hall neighbor or whatever. Real life, she was like in a different building. Right? He on the show, they have him drinking blood. In real life, he tasted blood. Right? Oh, not for me, right? But on the show, they make it like blood, right? So those kind of things, right? There was things that he fantasized about on the show. They make Dahmer they make it things that Dahmer really did. He didn't, right? And I understand the creative liberties that you have to take sometimes to make a movie and make a show. However, me knowing those kind of took me out of that show a little bit. The Ed Gein, I have no idea about this dude. I've learned a little bit about him because I took a serial killers class in high school and college. And so we got to touch on certain people, but there were some people that like I did reports on or that, this or that I learned more about. But this one in particular, I didn't know a whole lot about. So when I go in pretty naive. So, and it's I feel kind of dumb because now I feel like I'm going to take in a lot of this as, even though I know it's movie based, I know it's, or creative liberties, right? I understand all that. I'm still, I think, going to take it in as be like, oh, this is what really happened, right? Because I'm a moron. I didn't care for the Menendez brothers monster. I like that one. I think I like that one. I think for different reasons though. Because I liked it. Bring this stream to life and get paid for it. What the hell am I looking at? Apply now. I like that one because there were things like when the brother starts like losing his hair at like 20 or whatever, the older brother, and they shave his head and they freaking give him like, don't they like drill little things into his head and he has to like clip on his fake hair or whatever? Just weird things like that I thought were cool. Let's go Doyers. Are they playing right now? Are they playing the Brewers? I'm not even being a good guy. Let me see. MLB. Doyers. Top of the 6, 2-1. Oh, you guys can see that right there. Like, right? Which way? This way? This way? Right there. For you guys. I'll leave that up there so you guys can see the score as we're playing. I didn't get past the second episode, says Funky Monkey. I liked it. I liked it, as they say in Spanish. Just hit a home run. Oh, that's why now it's 2-1, huh? Oh, no, is it the top of the 8th? Oh, no, it is 6. It is 6. Top of the 6. 3-1. Oh, now it's 3-1. What's up with this real time? Give me some real time numbers, Google. Google over here can't even give me the real numbers. I even refreshed it. Did you guys see that? Let me hit control what? F5? You guys know that little trick?
Welcome to VoiceOver.
What the hell? I don't want to use VoiceOver. We'll leave that up. Let's go. There you go. Right there. If something happens crazy, something dramatic, I would play the stream right here in the background, but then they'll get me kicked off and you guys won't be able to watch. But Ed Gein, let me see. Ed Gein, Menendez brothers. That was all great stuff. And you know what? Let me know. I know Luis Cortez Jr. saying go Doyers. What about Magical Mexican? I know. Let me see. Let's see how well. I know Andrew Sims is the Rays. I actually just told El Cacuy earlier, I don't know about baseball, but every time I see a freaking Raiders logo, I think El Cacuy, because that's his freaking profile picture on all of his shit. So I texted him earlier and I was like, dog, every time I see Raiders, because I was on some investing website and on the banner, they had a Raiders logo, right? And it was like, go Raiders or whatever. Knock, knock. Who's there? Raiders, right? It said it on the top. And I saw on the top of the investing website, I'm like, hey, there's El Cacuy. So like, I'm thinking, let me see, Andrews, Tampa Bay Rays, right? Magical Mexican, I'm gonna say Diamondbacks because I've seen him in town on a handful of occasions. I'm pretty sure he's a Diamondbacks fan. But Mama said I can't talk to no Jezebels. Jezebels are the devil. You know what's funny? It's so funny because I think about that, combining those two, right? Jezebels are the devil, and then throwing that with Waterboy. Andrew says, I think the same thing, D. About what? If you could name certain people? The Raiders in El Cacuy, right? 100%. And I told him, because I was like, dog, I'm like, literally, anytime I see a logo, if they're playing, it's so, like, the way everybody thinks O-Town, right? They think about that badass band from the early 2000s, right? They think Daniel, right? I see Tampa Bay Rays. I think Andrew Sims, right? It's just those things that you attach. And I think since a lot of us are friends, is this still not updated? What's going on here, MLB? Google? MLB. Let's go for ESPN. Oh, now they update it because they know I was threatening them, huh? 3. I wonder if we can go box score. Let's do this. I think ESPN's more reliable. Let's do that. Luis Cortez Jr. negative. Negative what? Negative what? What did I say? Oh yeah. Okay. But anyway, 3-1 Los Dodgers. I'm trying to think. So Luis Dodgers. Let me see. Lisa New York Giants. Know that. Funky Monkey. I can't. When I think Funky Monkey, I don't think sports. I do think Cradle of Filth. Is that a passing grade? Can I get that right? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Ed Gein. Let's go Dodgers. Love is Blind. Okay, so last week I was I changed the setting. Oh well. Now I don't even know. Okay, anyway, let me see. If the score had been updated, Lisa is Mets, right? Yeah, Lisa's Mets. She's also New York Giants. Funky Monkey says pass. Pass or smash. Next. Date my mom. Room Raiders. Yeah, mama. Right? So, Love is Blind. Oh, maybe that's what Funky Monkey is saying pass on. But last week, I talked about Mr. Rich Davis and how this dude cannot for the life of him admit he likes Taylor Swift. And I think, honestly, that's one of my best traits is that if I dig something, I'll tell you I dig it, right? It's not gonna, no, what do they say? No, no jalapenos off my burger, right? Whatever. If I like something cool, I'll tell you. If I like something corny, I'll tell you. If I like something, I'll tell you. Whatever. I own it. Last week, Rich Davis, with the life of a showgirl, could not admit that he likes it. Oh, it's because me and Sarah were listening to it. It's because me and Sarah were... No, Rich, it's because you like dog. It's all good, right? We all like some corny shit. We all like some cool shit, right? Rich fangirls over the Raiders. The Niners, right? He sees Brock Purdy. He's like, I'm going to take a picture with you, right? That's the Niners. That's some cool shit, right? Taylor Swift, not so cool shit. We all have it. Whether you like to admit it or not, we all have it. There may be some shit where you enjoy by yourself. And you're like, I'm not really going to say nothing about that. But, so I tell you all of this, Rich is definitely a Swiftie. 100%. But I tell you all of that to call out 2 members of the Covino and Rich show. There's 3, right? Covino, Rich, Spot. 2 of the members are hardcore Love is Blind fans. And I don't know why, every time they bring it up, which is Covino and Rich, they started off the conversation, I think it was last week, with, this isn't about the show. And Spot is over there on his phone, right? Being spotty, right? And he's like, I'm starting to think it is. And I'm like, it's true. Who cares? It's rare to have daughters and not be a Swiftie, says Funky Monkey. But you know what, though, Funky Monkey? With all the horror, Jason and Freddy and all the Halloween shit going on in Cradle of Filth and all that, it's understandable that they're not Swifties, right? My daughter is, but it's because my wife and I dig her, right? I've listened to Taylor Swift since, 2006. Obviously, I met my wife. My wife digs her. My daughter grew up in this household. She's going to be influenced, and she could take it or leave it. The other day, my daughter corrected me on some Seinfeld shit, and she doesn't even like the show. But what I'm saying is, you're around it, you're gonna be influenced by it, right? You're gonna learn it. You're gonna learn the whatever. Oh no, we're Swifties. I think you're so rich, right? For him to say he's not a Swifty. Hashtag no kid life, says Luis Cortez Jr. Hey man. That's a life. That's a life. So Lisa's saying all reality shows are psychological experiments, and agreed. And that's why I think these fools just need to, one, if they're not going to admit it to us, at least admit it to yourself. You dig the show. Two, yes, these are scenarios that can relate to real life, and I understand that's why you guys are saying it. However, don't preface it with, this isn't about the show. I'm going to tell a story. Because I literally today started watching it because they've been talking about it so much. And I was like, I'll check it out, right? Again, like Lisa said, it's a psychological experiment. And I laughed my ass off. And I don't know if it's because what they were saying about the show, when I watched it, I was cracking up because like they're talking about this dude that starts crying automatically. Right, this skinny black dude, and he's talking to this chick, and he's like, "I'm sorry," and he started. As soon as he started crying, I started laughing, and I felt like such an ass because I was like, "This dude's over here talking about his foster home and shit," and I was all, pfft. And then I started laughing again when they're like, they have not seen each other, right? They're in two different rooms, and they're like, "Natalie, I can't believe I'm about to do this. Will you marry me?" And then Natalie's in the other room. She's like, "Yes, Greg, I will." And they start crying. Dog, I laughed my ass off. I laughed so hard because I'm like, these people are fucking stupid. Right? I can't believe I'm about to propose. And then I'm like, I can't believe I accepted. Right? It's just like, you guys are a bunch of fucking dorks. Shut the front door. Over here talking. But what I'm saying is, it's a good show. You can admit you like it. Who gives a fuck? If people are going to give you shit in the chat and people are going to be like, "Oh, fuck you guys. You know, that's some bitch shit," whatever. Okay. Like Covino has always said, if you don't dig it, you could always go and do your own show. I think I'm the only one who ever took him up on that. All right. Yeah, I guess that's something impressive. 20 years of them doing a show, over 20 years. And Covino has said it the whole time. Hey, you don't have to like what I say, right? Or you can like what I say, whatever. If you have that much of an opinion, start your own show. And here we are, the after show, but later, right? Do we have a rim shot on here? There we go. But for real, admit it, because I was watching it today. I was like, that's a good show, right? There's this one dude. The best part is when they have to face their choice to see if love is blind. Lisa, I was about to just get into that. So they have to get into, let's check the chat. Score. Still 3-1? You guys let me know. Is that still accurate? 3-1, Doyers? Did I put money on the Dodgers? I think they were the underdogs today. Tell me I put money on them. I don't know. Anyway. So there's this one dude. And I don't know if this chick is catfishing people, but she looked way thicker on the show than on her Instagram. On just because I went to the like cast of Love is Blind, and in her picture, on her Instagram, on everything, everybody is pretty much, you know, relatively the same. I felt like this chick was thicker on the show than even, like, she has a behind the scenes video where she goes and she's going to go record something for Love is Blind. And she looks thinner now. And then I was looking at pictures of her back in the day. And I was like, she was thin then too. I'm like, was she only chunky for Love is Blind? So I don't know. But anyway, this dude, the chick was Madison, I'm pretty sure. They turn around right there or whatever they had come. They reveal it. That's like, oh, you have to meet the person that you fell in love with. The dude, when he saw her, and she's a pretty chick. She's really pretty. And some of her like IG pictures and shit, she looked freaking hot. But then when he came face to face to her with her, he was like, oh shit, this isn't what I was expecting. And he even said, like, he tried so hard to sell that he wasn't disappointed. He was like, man, he kind of had like a Freudian slip where he's like, this is not what I was expecting. And she's like, what were you expecting? 6'7". So she's like, what were you expecting? And he was like, I don't know, your voice even sounds different. And I'm like, dog, come on now. You got to do better than that. You can't tell her your voice. He's like, I think he was just dumbfounded and he was at a loss for words where he was like, damn, that is not who I thought. Like, I don't know if he pictures some thin, blonde, right? She was pretty, but she was a little bit thicker. She was brunette. I don't know if this dude was like picturing some fucking, I don't know, insert Hillary Duff. And he got there and it wasn't Hillary Duff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what this dude was expecting, but it was not what he saw. And then the dude, okay, I don't know all the rules of the show, right? I've watched a couple of episodes in the past because that's my lady shit. She loves that show. And I've watched a couple of episodes with her in the past. Like, I'll sit and watch like a random show. I didn't say torta. There is a couple of tortas on there, which was surprising to me because usually they get like really hot people all the way around, dudes and chicks, and they're like, go do your show. This show had a couple of tortas. They had that Anna with cheese, right? They had the Anna with cheese torta with some jalapenos on it and a little bit of cheese. Oh, I said cheese. Damn it. See what I get? The Anna with cheese, right? The Madison with jalapenos, right? They had a couple of tortas on there, which is crazy because I was like, what? But I don't know all the rules. So when they were like, they don't say their ethnicity, they don't say this or that. And then when they're like, there was this Asian dude, Patrick, and he's like, I don't want to see who I am. And the chick is some white chick. Her name was like Katie or Veronica. I don't know, some white name. And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, she's like, what are you? And he's like, well, I got made fun of a lot in school. You know, I don't want to say it. And I was like, what a fucking little bitch, dude. Like, dog, grow some fucking balls and say, hey, I'm a fucking proud Asian dude. Fucking take it or leave it. Like, if I was on the show, right? And I'm in that booth and they're like, and what I said about I don't know the rules, I didn't know they could say that. I would fucking get right in the room and I'd be, hey, so what are you? Black, fucking white, Mexican? What am I fucking working with here? Right? And I understand it's the, theater of the mind where they have to kind of play it and like, do you celebrate Hanukkah or Kwanzaa? Right? Like and I understand like they probably tell them and maybe it's like, 3 episodes in, you can say I'm fucking Asian or whatever, right? But watching it, I was like, this fucking dude was such a little bitch where he was like, I guess there went my censor button on. This dude was such a fucking bitch. Where, yeah, that's that's what I just said, funky monkey. That dude was like, I don't want to say, I got a lot of people in school, and, there was girls I dated. Their friends were like, why would you date him? He's Asian. I was like, you fucking pussy. No, they didn't. That's how you felt because you couldn't get the bitch you wanted. So this dude was like, I guarantee you, he was into some chick, and she's like, I don't dig him because I don't find him attractive. And he was probably in his little mind. Like, have you guys seen that? There's an episode of That 70s Show where Lori, the main character's sister comes in. The fuck's his name? Eric. So Foreman's sister comes in, And she's like, hey, I need to put in some laundry. She's like, I hope you guys are doing whatever. And then she's like, Kelso, your shoe's untied. And then she walks out. And then Kelso, fucking Ashton Kutcher's like, your sister wants me so bad. And then they're like, what? He goes, you didn't see? And then they click back to his memory. And he was like, he chopped up everything Lori said. And it's like, oh my God, I'm so hot, Kelso, for you. And then, right? That's what this fucking Asian dude did. I guarantee you, right? He's into some chick. Maybe she's like the captain of the fucking cheerleading team or something. And he's like, oh, he's like, I want her. And he looks like he used to be fat back in the day, right? And he's maybe shred a couple of pounds. So maybe he was some fucking fat fucking dude who didn't have much of a personality. Because if you're on some fucking reality show and you're right there like, I don't want to say, you're a fucking bitch. I'm sorry, right? If you're fucking black and you're right there and they're like, hey, so just come out. Just what are you? Oh, I'm fucking, I'm a fucking brother, mama, or whatever, right? Then fucking do that. But this dude fucking beating around the bush, I don't know if I want to tell you. Fucking dog, that could not be more of a turnoff for a fucking chick. I'm telling you, right? So I feel like I would have came in the show and I would have been like, hey, what's up? I'm fat. I'm fucking Mexican. But I think I'm a good dude. What's cracking? Right? Let's fucking do this shit. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not on the show. I mean, and I got a wife and a kid too. That's part of it too. But fucking, god damn. So fucking Luis Cortez Jr. says, I love that show. Dog, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with it. I know you like some cool shit. I met you, Luis. You have some of the fucking coolest tattoos I've ever seen, right? Fucking Vato Loco forever. Fucking G-Dog bringing fucking beer to West and Bree's house. Fucking cool-ass dude. You could say, you know what? What did fucking Luke Perry say when he was on Covino and Rich? He said that he drove a fucking minivan, and he was like, the minute that minivan is cool? When I get into it. 100%. Own that shit, Covino and Rich. Own Love is Blind, right? Say, we're going to do a fucking show. You know what? Oh, I hope you guys had a Dodgers kind of day, right? Hopefully tomorrow in the morning, right? They fucking right. Come on, Spotty, on a way back Wednesday, Woman Crush Wednesday. Dun, 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 dun. We're rocking out. Dun, 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 dun. That's what's up. Dun, 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 dun. Right? Then, hey. Did you see that fucking pussy on Love is Blind? And then that one bitch left? Why the fuck would she leave without even telling anybody? Get into it, right? This fucking bitch knew she was a torta. She said, fuck that. I'm not going to have nobody coming after me. Once they see me, I'm not going to put myself through that. Fuck that. Bitch said she was Chinese. She ain't Chinese. That bitch is like Filipino or something. She's one of them fucking, them more melanin type of Asians, right? Right, Covino? Right, Rich? Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Now let's go fucking do some cool shit. Just own it is all I'm saying, man. But let me see. On the off chance that it's real, who's not rooting for love? I don't know what that means, Lisa. What that means, right? I think everybody's rooting for love. Everybody should be fucking happy, right? And then there's one dude, last Love is Blind story, because I gotta fucking tear this shit up or turn this shit up or whatever. I don't know English, guys. But there's this one dude. There's a fucking dude on the show, and his kid has type 1 diabetes, right? And if you're a fucking moron, you probably don't know that's the one you're born with. And the reason why I say that is because this fucking dude's like, yeah, man, I just fucking found out that one of the dudes, his kid is diabetic. I had a friend, and his friend I got a friend. He was pre-diabetic. He 4-1 dollars. So he was like, I had a friend, he was pre-diabetic. All he had to do was, why? Okay, I'll answer that right now, Lisa. All he had to do, he changed his diet. Whole shit went away. I'm like, dog, are you a fucking moron? You're comparing your friend who is probably just a fucking fat ass who was eating fucking Snickers and fucking pizza all day. And his doctor's like, listen, fucker, if you don't fix your shit, we're going to have to chop off your foot. Is that what you want? And he's like, oh, I gotta fucking do something. Right? And now he's fucking reversed his pre-diabetes. A little kid that is a type 1 diabetic that has to take fucking insulin is not the same fucking thing. So that dude sounded like a fucking moron. And I think that's where I'm going to end that. Otani, RBI. Didn't Otani not get a hit for the last like fucking 37 fucking games or something? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to have to go watch the rest of this. We have 2 more innings. It looks like the Dodgers are going to take this one. Freeman's up, about to bat, or it looks like he's batting right now. He's got a 4.63 ERA, and we have coming up next. So anyway, after show, but later. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys. I actually might take some of the things I said about Love is Blind and cut them up. There's a new channel that I have called DZF Reacts. So youtube.com/@DZF Reacts. I'll put a link somewhere right here or whatever. That's where I'm starting to upload like reactions to music videos, news stories, whatever. So if you want some more DZF baby content, check out DZF Reacts. I might cut the Love is Blind conversation down and some of the curse words out and throw it on there. The videos are about 3 minutes is what I'm trying to keep them at. And then I have some shorts that I'm throwing up. So go check that out, DZF Reacts, if you want some more Daniel content. I'm going to be doing music. I have music reactions. I have, I think, movie reactions, which will be good because I'm going to be checking out some of the movies that you guys gave me. And then Andrew Sims just sent me a bunch of songs to check out. I'm going to check out some of those. Well, it won't be live. It'll be post-produced, right? But it's going to be like this, me reacting in my Daniel sort of way to videos, to whatever, to songs, to anything, news stories, things that are going viral. Woo. Like there's this dude that I just reacted to his video. His name's Young Boy Never Broke Again. Young Boy Never Broke Again. Covino and Rich, I know I said I'm going to go, and I will in a couple of minutes, but Covino and Rich said they were talking about music videos dying and shit. And they were like, oh yeah, but when was that one? Oh, that was 6 months ago. That's why it has 100,000 views or 100 million views or whatever. And I was like, oh, Luis, 100%. We'll get that set up. But, is it up yet? The channel, Andrew? Yes, it's at DZF Reacts. You could even just search DZF Reacts on YouTube. I haven't been wanting to share it with or even mention it on this show. I did 3 videos back in April and then I gave up. I was like, fuck that channel. If you want me to be honest. And then recently I was like, fuck it. I mean, I'll throw it on and it's cool. It's been fun. And so I've done a couple of reactions on there. I think I have 4 videos total, 1 short. But anyway, I go ahead and do it in the Daniel sort of way, right? Giving my opinion on certain things or whatever. But damn it, there was somewhere else where I was going with that. Fuck, what was my train of thought? Can somebody fucking rewind my life right now and tell me what I was talking about? The videos, the channel. Then Luis said he'd come on next time or call in or whatever. Young Boy Never Broke Again. So this dude, Young Boy Never Broke Again, Covino and Rich were saying, they're like, oh yeah, well, music videos are kind of gone. Yes, they're on Vivo, whatever. No, there's a Sabrina Carpenter video. She put it up I actually have the reaction that's scheduled to go out tomorrow night, Sabrina Carpenter Tears video. But Sabrina Carpenter type puts up a video in a matter of hours, 38 million views. Taylor Swift put out 4 videos. Life of a Showgirl, Ophelia, this and that. Boom, boom, boom. 115 million views in a matter of hours. So the music video is not dead. I think it's just moved to a different platform. That's one of the things that I talk about on DZF Reacts. And what I'm saying is Young Boy Never Broke Again. Young Boy Never Broke Again. That dude, never heard of him. Motherfucker had 38 million views on the video that I reacted to. I was like, this motherfucker, I could see him anywhere. And I'd be like, fucking look at this dude over here, this fucking fake ass chain. I'm like, oh shit, that's real? Yeah, so anyway, DZF Reacts, check that out. But right here, the after show, but later, it's your boy D. Episode number 309. I will see you guys in the next video. Let's go. Peace.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul,
just
grab
took
a
a breath.
spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
Hydro, the vapes and blunts I smoke. That's exactly what I need when I'm blowing on them.
Later, guys.